Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back. We are looking at recurring decimals today, a grade C topic, and currently clip number, if you follow Maths for CD, clip number 98. Clip 98, grade C. Okay, I'll just write that down on the side over here. If I can just get my pen back in here. So that's clip 98, grade C. I'm going to be using some of my own questions here from a different exercise. If you follow the Maths for CD. We're going to start off introducing this topic with some nice example. First of all, let's have a look at example number one. So example number one, okay, all right, let's have a look at this question here. Note point, okay, 666. Now this is one way they can represent it either like this, or they can represent it like this. Note 0.6 recurring, depending on how the examiner wants to show it. But in the exercise I have in front of me, it's shown as a string of sixes with dots at the end of it. But normally, if we want to show that number, we would use 0.6 with a dot on top. The dot on top signifies that this number carries on forever. Okay, what we say first of all, we have to express this number as a fraction. That's the task. So we have to express 0.6666 as a fraction. So that's the task. Write that down, please. So we are expressing a recurring decimal as a fraction. That is what we have been asked to do. What we do here, we write it out. So, okay, for example, we look at the number again. No point. We actually write it as, I know that. So that's my question being set up for me to do it. Now we say let this number be equal to, so we say let x equal to this. We call the number that we've been given x. Now we have to look at this number and see how often the numbers repeat. So if we look at the number carefully, we find quite easy that the number 6 is the only number that we have which repeats again. So every place value, the 6 comes again, and the 6 comes again, 6 comes again. Okay, now what we need to do is, if you repeat after every one cycle, so we say after every one cycle, it repeats. So what we do then in that case, we have to multiply everything by 10. Okay, so after each cycle, it repeats. After each digit. So after each one digit. So we're going to multiply by 10. So we have here now 6.66666, and we call the bottom part now. Once we multiply the top number by 10, and the top number was called, what do you call top number? X. So the bottom number becomes 10x. Because if you multiply this side by 10, you have to multiply that side by 10 as well. Now, what do we need to do now? And the whole intention of doing this is so we can eliminate the decimal part of it. So this part here, our intention is to get these numbers all over here on this side of the question number to match up. So this 6 matches with this 6, that 6 matches with that 6. All the numbers line up, match up. So when we finally do our action here, which is minus, we will get an elimination of the decimal component of that number. Now, we're not taking away down, we are taking away which direction in this case? Taking away up. So we are taking away in which direction? Up. That direction there. Okay, so I put the arrow there to indicate that we're taking away going up. Now, let's get the answer down at the bottom. So we say here 10x minus the x over here will give us, what's 10x minus x? 9x. And what's 6.6666 minus 0.6666 will give us simply 6. Because remember here, all of these will cancel each other out. They will get, once I cancel, I mean they will take away, give you nothing. Not cancel in the division sense, but no, they will be minus, give you 0. So what we left is a nice. If you look over here, 9x equals 6. Now the decimal element of the question has been completely eliminated. So we now just have whole numbers. Now it should be quite straightforward for us to work out the value of x. So x times by 9. So opposite time by 9 is divide by 9. So we say x is equal to 6 divided by 9. Now we need to do simplifying in the traditional sense of dividing top and bottom by highest common factors of this fraction. So the biggest number we can divide on top and bottom by is 3. So we say x is equal to, finally, is equal to 2 over 3. So 0.66666 or 0.6 recurring can be expressed as a fraction as x is equal to 2/3. Okay, and that was a number that recurred after each digit. One digit kept on recurring. Let's have a look at an example where we have a number that occurs over 3 digits. Okay, let's quickly put a little kind of. So let's give you another example on the same page. So we say example number 2. So now you've been given the number. Let's have a look. So you got 0.345. Now, if you want to show that these 0.345 recurs, now because there's 3 digits, what we do, the examiner will do, the question will do, it will put a dot over here and a dot here. That means this 345 as a 1 that will recur. It doesn't mean the 3 will recur and the 5 will recur and the 4 won't. It means 325. Okay, so that's the number. We have to express this as a fraction. So now let's first of all write it out. So for us, that is really 0.345. Oops, bad to make a little mistake there. 0.345, and then what is it going to be again, Amna? Another 345 and another. We're just expanding that number is what that number means. So the 345 is repeating, 345 is repeating, 345 is repeating. Now what did we say? We said let this number that we've been given, we're going to call this number x. Now we have to look at this number and say how often this number repeats. So if you look over here, 345 and then another 3, 4. It repeats after how many digits? 3. So every 3 digits it repeats. Okay. So we have repetition. Every 3 digits. Okay. So if it repeats after every 3 digits, what does that indicate? That we're going to multiply this number by? Therefore, we're going to multiply the number by what? 1000. Why do we multiply by 1000? Because 1000 has how many zeros? 3 zeros. Now we'll get the whole number to move by place value to the left by 3 places. Okay. So now, okay, right, we're going to have to now, I'll just write down here. So we're going to do now 1000x. We're going to multiply this by 1000 and that by 1000. Now 0.345. Okay, right. I think I might need to write that a little bit back. Give me 1 second. I need some space to write. Okay, I'll write over here. Okay, if I multiply this number by 1000, what do we get? We will now get 3, 4, 5, and then the decimal point matches up, and then 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Now what do we find here? Everything that is after the decimal point is now very clearly matching up with everything which is underneath it, as we can see here above. So this 345 matches these 345 in terms of place value. That's lovely. That's exactly where we want the question to be. Now we are going to minus to eliminate the decimal part of the question. Remember, we're minusing upwards. So we have 1000x minus x will give us 999x. Okay. So if you look on this side here, we have 345.345.34 minus this number, 0.345, will give us an answer of. So what happens to the decimal part? The decimal part is eliminated through subtraction. That 345 is eliminated by this 345, and so on. That one by this one, and these 345 is eliminated by these 345 through subtraction. So the decimal element of the number has now been eliminated. We now have nice whole chunky numbers. Now in order for us to work out the value of x, what do we do with this here? Opposite time by 999 is, so we can say x is equal to 345 divided by 999. Okay, now you have to think, can we simplify this fraction? Okay, what will you divide by? Will you divide by 3? Yes. Let's try dividing by 3. Now, 3 into 3 will go 1. 3 into 4 will go 1, remainder 1, which goes onto the 5. 3 into 15 is 5. And that will be nice, simple, only be 3, 3, 3. So we have 115 over 333. Now, could we divide it again? The 115 over 333. Okay, and if we look at that question again, we actually have checked here. We can't cancel that anymore. So that is the final answer. So we can say now clearly that number that gave us in the beginning of the question 0.345, we can say over here. So 0.345 recurring is equivalent to x, which is equal to 115 over 333. Okay, are we happy with that? So if it repeats after every 1, we multiply by 10. If it repeats after every 2, we multiply the question on both sides by 100. Repeats every 3 digits, we multiply by 1000, and so on and so on. Okay, thank you for joining us on this very short video. We'll make a few more in a bit.